Alcohol, dangerous enemy. Allah the Almighty forbade all those things which are harmful for humans. In Islam, it's forbidden to drink alcoholic beverages. These days, drinking alcohol is very common. People who drink forget that they are playing with their lives, as alcohol is very dangerous and causes a lot of problems. Alcohol consumption has been linked with 7 types of cancer: liver failure, mouth cancer, pharyngeal cancer, esophageal cancer, laryngeal cancer, breast cancer, bowel cancer, and liver cancer. Heavy drinkers are more likely to develop liver cancer due to cirrhosis of the liver. It also causes one's stomach to endure chronic inflammation, which leads to pneumonia, kidney and urinary tract infections, and kidney failure. The risk of developing cancer increases even with consumption of as little as 3 units of alcohol, 1 pint of lager or larger glass of wine a day. Alcoholism also affects the heart because it leads to high blood pressure, making one at risk of heart failure or stroke. It also causes sexual problems in men. Therefore, alcohol harms one's brain, heart, liver, kidney, and reproductive organs. Google the physical effects of alcohol and you will be amazed at how harmful this drug is. A global study found that 3.6% of all cancer cases worldwide are caused by drinking alcohol, resulting in 3.5% of all global cancer deaths. A study in the United Kingdom found that alcohol causes about 6% of cancer deaths in the UK, 9,000 deaths per year. A study in China found that alcohol causes about 4.40% of all cancer deaths and 3.63% of all cancer incidences. For both men and women, the consumption of 2 or more drinks daily increases the risk of pancreatic cancer by 22%. Women who regularly consume low to moderate amounts of alcohol have an increased risk of cancer of the upper digestive tract, rectum, liver, and breast. A report of the United States Center for Disease Control estimated that medium and high consumption of alcohol led to 75.754 deaths in the US in 2001. In the United Kingdom, heavy drinking is blamed for about 33,000 deaths a year. The Quran stated that the sin of drinking alcohol far outweighs any benefit that can be taken therefrom. Let's take a glance of what alcohol abuse does to the body. First, alcohol damages the brain. Different parts of the brain are more sensitive to alcohol than others. Alcohol abuse manifests itself both physically and psychologically. Physically, it is manifested through loss of balance, impotence, numbness of the feet and hands, tremor, and even blindness. Psychological manifestations include a loss of intellectual ability, impaired ability to learn, and mental confusion. It is interesting to note that America heavily debated this issue in its history. In the early 1800s, the American Temperance Society spearheaded a movement trying to ban alcohol in America. They advocated that a prohibition of alcohol would help prevent abuse lived out by alcoholic husbands. The first state to ban alcohol was Kansas in 1881. After the ban, a woman named Carrie Nation gained notoriety for enforcing the provision by walking into saloons, scolding customers, and using her hatchet to destroy bottles of liquor. This issue was seen in court for years to come. For instance, Justice Harlan wrote in Magler v. Kansas, 1887, "We cannot shut out of view the fact, within the knowledge of all, that the public health, the public morals, and the public safety may be endangered by the general use of intoxicating drinks, nor the fact established by statistics to vary one, that the idleness, disorder, pauperism, and crime existing in the country are, in some degree, traceable to this evil. Finally, the national prohibition of alcohol started in 1920 with the 18th Amendment. This prohibition lasted 13 years until the beer companies, led by Anheuser-Busch, were able to use their influence and repeal the amendment. After the amendment was repealed, states were allowed to keep the ban. Mississippi was the last state to lift the ban in 1966. It might be unknown to most, but there are still many counties in the United States which prohibit the sale and consumption of alcohol. 8% of America is currently dry. Almost half of Mississippi remains dry. 55 of the 120 counties of Kentucky are dry. The federal United States recognized, as do these counties, that alcohol is a danger to society. Take the following statistics into consideration. 3 million violent crimes happen each year in which the victim states that the offender is under the influence of alcohol. 2/3 of the victims of attacks by an intimate partner, meaning spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend, state that their partner was intoxicated. Close to 40% of the people who end up in prison state that they were drunk when they committed their offense. There are about 17,000 alcohol-related fatalities while driving under the influence each year. This translates to one death every 31 minutes and close to 40% of the total traffic fatalities each year. This is why America banned this substance, this drug. This is why it is still banned in many counties throughout the country. Men comprised nearly 2/3 of admissions, 63%, which rose by 12% between 2008 and 9 and 2009 and 10, according to the statistics in a report by NHS Information Center. The admissions include alcohol-related falls and accidents, as well as longer-term damage including cirrhosis, cancers, heart disease, and mental health problems. Prescriptions for treating alcohol abuse have also risen. Statistics show there were 1,057,000 admissions in 2009 and 10. The 2008 and 9 figure was 945,500, while that for 2002 and 3 was 510,000. There were more older than young people admitted. Figures also indicate alcohol dependency costs the NHS £2.41 million in prescription items. This is up to 1.4% on the £2.38 million the previous year, and 4% on 2002 and 3, £1.72 million. There were 160,181 prescription items prescribed for drugs to treat alcohol dependency in primary care settings or NHS hospitals and dispensed in the community. This is an increase of 6% on the previous year, 150,445, and an increase of 56% since 2002 and 4. Islam is also against the consumption of alcohol. It is actually against more than just the consumption. It is against every single part of the alcohol trade. There is one tradition where the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, curses 10 people. Each one of these people have something to do with the alcohol trade. The list of these people are: first, the person who plants the seed with the intention of producing wine. Second, one who cultivates the plant so that wine may be manufactured. Third, one who crushes the grapes. Fourth, one who drinks wine. Fifth, one who serves wine. Sixth, one who transports wine. Seventh, one who takes delivery from the supplier. Eighth, one who sells wine. Ninth, one who buys wine. And 10th, one who uses the income that is earned by making or selling wine. Therefore, a Muslim cannot have anything to do with alcohol. He can't drink it, can't sell it, can't buy it for someone else, can't make it, can't deliver it, can't transport it, and can't use any proceeds produced from it. In addition to the consumption of alcohol being haram, it is also considered a najas substance. Allah Almighty said in the Quran, "They ask you, O Muhammad, concerning alcoholic drink and gambling. Say, in them is a great sin and some benefit for men, but the sin of them is greater than their benefit. And they ask you what they ought to spend. Say, that which is beyond your needs. Thus Allah makes clear to you His laws in order that you may give though." Quran, Surah 2, ayah number 219. O you who believe, intoxicants, all kinds of alcoholic drinks, gambling, al-ansab and al-azlam, arrows for seeking luck or decision, are an abomination of shaitan, Satan, hard work. So avoid strictly all that abomination in order that you may be successful. Shaitan, Satan, wants only to excite enmity and hatred between you with intoxicants, alcoholic drinks, and gambling, and hinder you from the remembrance of Allah and from as-salah, the prayer. So will you not then abstain? Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him. Allah's apostle, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever drinks alcoholic drinks in the world and does not repent before dying will be deprived of it in the hereafter." Volume 7, Book 69, number 48, Sahih Bukhari. Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, alcoholic drinks were prohibited by Allah when there was nothing of it, special kind of wine, in Medina. Volume 7, Book 69, Sahih Bukhari. Narrated Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, alcoholic drinks were prohibited at the time we could rarely find wine made from grape. Volume 7, Book 69, number 486, Sahih Bukhari. Narrated Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's apostle, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "When an adulterer commits illegal sexual intercourse, then he is not a believer at the time he is doing it. And when somebody drinks an alcoholic drink, then he is not a believer at the time of drinking. And when a thief steals, he is not a believer at the time when he is stealing. And when a robber robs and the people look at him, then he is not a believer at the time of doing it." Abu Huraira in another narration narrated the same from the Prophet ﷺ with the exclusion of robbery. Volume 8, Book 81, number 763, Sahih Bukhari. Narrated Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him. During the lifetime of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, there was a man called Abdullah, whose nickname was Donkey, and he used to make Allah's apostle, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, laugh. The Prophet ﷺ lashed him because of drinking alcohol. And one day he was brought to the Prophet ﷺ on the same charge and was lashed. On that, a man among the people said, "O Allah, curse him. How frequently he has been brought to the Prophet on such a charge." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Do not curse him, for by Allah, I know, for he loves Allah and his apostle." Volume 8, Book 81, number 771, Sahih Bukhari. Narrated Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him. Umar stood up on the pulpit and said, "Now then, prohibition of alcoholic drinks have been revealed, and these drinks are prepared from 5 things, i.e., grapes, dates, honey, wheat, or barley. And an alcoholic drink is that disturbs the mind." Volume 7, Book 69, number 487, Sahih Bukhari.